Hey, it's a Wealthy Expat here in Paris, France, and while I was traveling with my St Kitts passport, I started thinking about some questions that clients sometimes ask, which is, how do you see the transition or how do you see the progress of a citizenship by investment passport? Are they going to get better? Are they going to get worse? We saw with Vanuatu, for example, the islands in the Pacific Ocean, they're going to lose access to the Schengen area. They're going to need to apply for a visa if you're a Vanuatu passport holder. If you're a St Kitts passport holder or you're looking at buying citizenship by investment, whether it's from the Caribbean or maybe even Malta or Turkey or any other country like Montenegro, you might be thinking, is citizenship by investment going to continue in the future? Are passports going to get worse? Are they going to get better? Are there more restrictions coming? So I think that the fact that citizenship by investment specifically might die is a little bit misleading. There are certain scenarios that we need to consider. The first one that I think is the most obvious one, or the one that is most likely to happen, is that some of these countries will just be bullied into canceling their citizenship by investment program. So for example, what might happen is that the EU and other countries like France, for example, that are very aggressive and they bully other countries that are trying to sell their passports, they might say, okay, St. Kitts, if you stop with your citizenship by investment, you're not going to lose visa-free access to the Schengen area. If you continue selling passports, we will block that access and you'll need to get a visa. And other countries might do the same. Probably the UK no, because it was a colony of the UK until pretty recently, so probably that one's going to remain. But other countries, let's say like the US, for example, they might say no visas allowed for any person that has bought a citizenship by investment. Just like some countries around the world, if you visit some countries, specifically in Eastern Europe and other parts of the world, if you have a St. Kitts passport, St. Lucia passport, Grenada passport, but you were born in Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, you cannot go in visa-free just like your passport allows you to. No, you need to get a visa because they know what the deal is. These people are buying passports, just like I bought a passport, just like I got citizenship by investment, just like many of my clients have gotten it. So what I might see is that these countries bully St. Kitts and other countries into stopping their programs in order to keep their visa-free access, because then it would pretty much be destructive. People that have bought the citizenship by investment, the St. Kitts passport and other passports, and now they just have that one passport, which is not really a good idea. That's why I'm trying to look for other passports. That's what I mentioned on the North Macedonia video that I did, the next passport I'm buying, and why I'm constantly looking at residence programs, potentially citizenship by other means, residence naturalization, long-term residence programs, because I want to get other passports. I don't just have the St. Kitts. Yes, it's a great tool. It gives you a lot of freedom, but you also want to add on more passports in case that passport loses all of its credibility. So that's the first thing that I see happening, is that countries just stop their passport program. The second thing that might happen is that they continue their passport programs because they make a lot of their GDP through selling all these passports, and they lose that access to the Schengen area. You're going to need a visa. You're going to need a visa to other countries, for example, like Korea, which St. Kitts have. Maybe Korea says no, blocked. You need a visa to enter Korea or other countries that you might be interested in visiting with the St. Kitts passport. Or just, for example, countries that you still need a visa, they might say, like the United States, which they have proposed this, is to ban all citizenship by investment holders from applying for tourist visas into the United States. If you want to get into the US with a passport like this, you can apply for a visa, but it'll probably get rejected. That's what they're proposing. So that might happen in the future, and that will be really destructive, specifically for people that have bought citizenship by investment. In order to renounce US citizenship, they want to get a visa, and now the visa gets canceled because of this new proposal of banning all citizenship by investment holders of getting into the US or Canada or Australia with a visa or with a tourist visa. So that might happen as well, is that just the EU or the Schengen area just completely blocks off all these passports, and obviously a passport that costs $150,000 that allows you to go to the Schengen area will lose a lot of that value. So either the country will drop the price to like $100,000 because all of these countries, they didn't have access to the Schengen area a long time ago. Dominica didn't have access, St. Lucia didn't have access. They have gained that access throughout the years, and people still bought these passports, specifically Arabs or people that are going to get out of countries that are at war or sanctioned. They always bought these passports because they always wanted to have a second citizenship. They wanted to go to banks and show another passport, even if it didn't have Schengen visa access, even if it didn't have Schengen complete access for 90 days per 180 days. So you could still sell those passports back then, and these countries were selling those passports. So I think if they lose that access to the Schengen area, access to other countries, people are still going to get these passports. People are still going to put the investment, but the investment amounts will probably drop massively. I still think that there's going to be a ton of demand for citizenship by investment, just like you've seen with Turkey. For example, Turkey is not that great of a passport, even though it does give you access to a lot of the east of the world. In Asia, for example, pretty good access around Georgia, Azerbaijan, Armenia, all these countries, obviously you have pretty good access and you can buy property and get the investment back. They got so many applications that they had to raise the price from 250,000 to 400,000, and the passport doesn't allow you to go to the Schengen area. So I don't really think that these programs are going to stop anytime soon. Either they stop to save their visa-free access, or they continue, but they lose that visa-free access, or maybe they never lose. So maybe all of this is just speculation, and people are saying, oh, citizenships are going to die. Citizenship by investment is not a long-term industry. Maybe this is all BS, and this is all going to continue as it is. What I see is that St. Kitts and other countries, as long as they comply with these countries that are bullying them, for example, like the Schengen area, for example, like the US, as long as they do whatever they ask them to. Let's say now with the Russia situation, they might say, okay, any Russians that have bought your passport, we need that information in case they apply for a visa. So if a Russian citizen applying for a visa to go to the United States with a St. Kitts passport, with a citizenship by investment passport, the St. Kitts government or the people handling the citizenship by investment might need to give out all of that information to that country that requests that information in order to know who is applying and who has gotten citizenship by investment. Maybe it's some oligarchs in Russia that are trying to get access to the US or trying to get access to the Schengen area or so on. So that might happen where countries, they ask for certain regulations or they have strong demands, and St. Kitts just basically bends over and gives them the request that they want and gives them the information that they're asking for. And then this all continues, this whole industry continues as it is right now. Every couple of months and years, countries like St. Kitts, for example, they get more visa-free access to more countries around the world. They sign visa-free waiver agreements and they continue to get more countries. So I think this passport is honestly going to get better. There might be some more restrictions. Some countries might look at the passport if you're applying for a residence permit and think, oh, you got to buy investment, huh? So that might be a bit more mainstream. For example, why on news, you'll see the thumbnail here, they made a video on how Americans, just like me, are buying citizenship by investment because they're interested in getting another passport and they're interested in getting out of the US tax system. So this definitely, there's more demand. It's a little bit more mainstream. People know a lot more about it. Politicians are knowing more about it. So it might get a little bit difficult to travel and live on this passport, but I still think citizenship by investment is here to stay. Whether we lose access to the Schengen area, you can easily get the Portugal Golden Visa, get a residence permit in Poland, get a residence permit in Latvia. Many countries all over the Schengen area that you can easily get a residence permit by investing, putting some money in the bank, creating a company, whatever it is that you want to do, you can easily get access. So don't worry that much about your passport losing access to the Schengen area. What I would worry is about getting other passports on top of the citizenship by investment in the Caribbean. So if this is going to be your only passport, don't expect it to be your only passport for the next 5, 10, 20 years, potentially for your kids as well. Try to get other passports, look at residence permits, look at investing in some countries that might give you citizenship later on so you're protected in case your passport loses a lot of visa-free access or gets restrictions, or the US bans it from applying for tourist visas and so on, because that might happen in the future. Citizenship will not die. Second citizenship by investment will definitely not go away, but it might get harder in the future. If you're looking to get citizenship by investment, get a second passport, whether it's by investing into it, buying it, making a residence permit, and then later getting citizenship, or you just want to move somewhere where you pay less taxes, you want to have more freedom, protect your assets, protect your family, click that first link in the description, book a one-on-one call with me and the Wealthy Expat team. Let's look at your particular situation right now, what you need to lower taxes, get a second passport, second residence. We'll tell you exactly what you need to do that. Fill out the survey on the call so we know more about you and your business. Check it out right now and check the video that's gonna pop up right here, the best passport to buy if you have the money. If you're rich, what is the best passport to get through citizenship by investment? Check it out right now in this video. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, that like button down below. I'll see you on the next video. This is the Wealthy Expat.